We're going to do the voice note mailbag last as to maximize the amount of time that people could submit a voice note because you still could. We just pinged everybody in the Discord asking for final submissions. So, topic one today, it's the first of its kind, just a sleepers innocuous draft here. We're both going to draft four things, and it is going to be snake style. And I need an explanation from you as we go. The draft topic is this: places to watch a big game.
Do we want like specific places? Like, could I say like an Irish pub, or does it have to be like a specific Irish pub?
Rules are totally up for interpretation. If you want to get as specific as possible, you are welcome to. You do not have to. Irish pub is a perfectly acceptable answer. Um, I'm not going to reveal my strategy because I got a couple I want to make sure I get on my list. So, as always, the guest with me gets to decide, do you want the first pick or the second and third pick in the four-round snake draft of places to watch a game?
I think I'm just gonna take the first pick, because I think this one, like you and I are gonna be on different ends of the spectrum on. I think so. I think either pick, I think we're gonna get it. We're gonna get our spots.
Okay. Okay.
Sportsbook, sportsbook.
That was my 1-1. That was my
Great
one
food at
one.
sportsbooks, by the way. Chicken tenders, fries, hits every time. You could just depending on sportsbook, yeah, you can just hit the little button. Service comes to you. Let me get a double Bacardi Coke. Keep them coming. Love a good sportsbook.
That was my 1-1. I think it's the right 1-1, at least for you and I. And especially if you're trying to win the draft, like take it, make sure I don't get it. It was for sure coming off the board. Yeah, I don't know that there's many better feelings on earth than like being surrounded for us by other people who are also betting the games with like a waiter coming around every 15 minutes. What do you need? A bar right there. My favorite part's underrated about the sports book, but there's just massive TVs everywhere. If you go to the right one, like I want to see as many games in as grand of possible place. And I feel like a sports book is the number one place to do that at this point in time. So I think that's a great answer. I think you're forcing my hand here with my next two. You might raise a flag on this. You're allowed to raise a flag. You could throw a challenge here if you think. Um, I'm going to take sports bar.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
Sports bar. It's different than a sports book. There's not the gambling element necessarily, but like you still got all of the same elements. Plenty of TVs, 20 different things. For me, I'm envisioning just like a Buffalo Wild Wings here, and we might have to discuss if that's still like an answer that's up for grabs. Do I need to specify more?
I think Buffalo Wild Wings is a restaurant,
Hmm.
but I think you still get what you're looking for with the sports bar answer, though. Like I think both can be true.
I'm going to keep my answer sports bar and keep it generic because I think that still encompasses like a dive sports bar too. As long as you got like six different TVs, six different games on, like I imagine you're going to, like if I go to a football game, I always make sure I'm hitting a sports bar as part of my tailgate earlier in the day. Get the first couple of rounds of drinks before you walk into the environment. So, all right, sports bar is my first pick. It's back to me for the second round. This might be a sucker pick. It might be a sucker pick, but I'm drafting the game, places to watch the game. How can you replicate the game? Like I think there's a lot of different answers that kind of overlap here and might be on each other's toes. To me, the one singular thing you can't fight, it's not always the best place to watch it, but you want to be at that game. You want to tell that story 30 years from now that if something crazy happened, I was there and this is who I was with and this is what it felt like. You can't replicate a game day environment, especially at a football game, but man, even a Final Four, saying that you've been at the arena. Again, from a viewing perspective, I would argue it is not the answer. But how can you beat watching a big game? And that's part of the prompt, a big game at the game.
I agree. I think those are two phenomenal answers. My next one, I'm gonna allow you to throw a challenge flag on if you want, because I do think it very much so coincides with my first answer. But I was gonna say a casino. But most sports books are inside of a casino, so if you want to throw a challenge flag on that, I do
I'm
agree.
going to throw a challenge flag. I think a sports book and a casino is too similar.
I agree. I agree. I do love a good casino watch though, because when you're in between plays, you hit the blackjack table.
That's
Um,
very true. And that is a different experience than you would ever get just like sitting down at a sports book. But yeah, we're gonna flag that. I think it's two in line.
And to be honest, you can do both in the same place, right? Like there's sports books inside of casinos, and you can do both. So I agree
I
with that.
think your sports book answer basically counts as casino. Like I think you already got casino in the answer with sports book.
I think that's fair. I'm gonna go with number two is a wild one, golf course. I love what I love Sundays. I get a 6:15 tea time. I'm off the course between 10 and 10:30, and then I go into the restaurant area, grab me a water hazard, transfusion, get some food. They have every game on. It depends on the golf course. It has to be a golf course that has every game on. But I love a good Sunday round followed up by watching the morning games at a golf course.
Wow. Okay. That's going to be a controversial pick.
It is.
Because if you're on a golf course, are you really watching the game?
Well, no, that's why I get the tea time to where I'm off the course by the time kickoff happens. It like
Okay.
if you're doing like an eight or like because like for me the game started at 10. So if someone texts me like, "Yo, do you want to play Morgan Creek at 8 or 9?" The answer is no. But if you get that 6:15 tea time, I'll be there because now we're off the course. Like maybe we miss kickoff first drive, but we're in the restaurant in enough time to watch pretty much every game.
Okay. All right. I can accept that answer. That's one I'm not overly familiar with, but I respect the answer. All right, it's back to you for third round here.
Man cave. Someone builds their own man cave. They have like your basement, for example. You have every TV. You could I don't know if this counts into it, but like a nice backyard as well, to where like in between games you go outside, maybe you chip around on a chipping green, maybe you play a little cornhole, maybe you fire up the Blackstone. But I would say a good home with a good man cave where you can watch every game.
So, okay. Man, you've taken two. I was never going to get to golf course, but sportsbook and man cave were two of my top four or five picks here. Um, I was going to phrase it a little differently with man cave. I was just going to call it a basement, like just being like underground in like a shitty basement, whether or not it looks cool, but you got like a couple of TVs with the boys at home. You're not paying for drinks, right? You just go upstairs and there's got to be a mini bar or a fridge somewhere. That's a great move. So I'm gonna not allow myself to take basement because I think that falls into the man cave category, but I applaud that pick. I think that's great value in the third round. I think you've made it easy for me here. My third pick is going to be the tailgate. The tailgate. Now, if you do the tailgate correctly, you are still feeling like you're getting the big game environment. You still are with the fans, you're with the students, you're in the mix. However, you're pulling up 4 or 5 hours early. Maybe it's a 3:30 game. You're there at 11. You get an hour of drinks. You got jello shots. You got wings. Somebody's bringing food. There's bags of chips. You get your spot. Like you'll set up all the little chairs and you make sure you're at the tailgate with a couple TVs. If you get there, there's not many better spots. Like I went to Michigan State at Ohio State last year, I want to say, and was just posted up watching the Auburn game for like 3 hours at a tailgate while shotgunning some beers in and out, feeling like I'm fitted in the Michigan State jersey, getting the football day experience. I love watching games at a tailgate.
I love that pick. I've only been to like two tailgates, to be honest, in my life. I'm not a good tailgate guy because, and G, you know this about me. I just won't go to games.
Sure. Yeah.
I just if the tailgate seems more fun, and like there's a group of people that are barbecuing, they're like, yeah, we're not going in. Neither am I. Neither am
Yeah.
I.
Sure. I hear that. It is a controversial one. It's also a Midwestern thing, I think. I mean, there's tailgates down south too, but like it's big time culture. Tailgate culture in the Midwest is like you got to get there. It's almost as exciting as the game to me. So to be able to watch other games at a tailgate before going to a game is great. My last pick is going to be controversial, maybe as controversial or more so than the golf course pick. I'm going for it though. On a plane.
Yeah.
On a plane. Now you're stuck on a plane and you're like, what am I gonna do? Am I reading? Am I gonna try and take a nap? Should I fire up a show that I've seen for the 13th time? No. Oh, coincidentally, my flight today just so happens to be at noon on a Saturday. And oh, by the way, Georgia Tech is playing Florida State right now, and I got a bet in before boarding the plane. it makes the flight go so easy. I mean, you're sitting there, you do have someone come around with snacks and a drink for you. It elevates the flight experience 100 times more than it would. Is it ideal? No, of course you'd rather be somewhere else, but I think the excitement, the thrill of having a game to watch on a plane is a top 4 watching experience for me.
I completely agree. I'm not going to pick it because I think it's too similar, but one of my favorite times to watch a game is airport layovers too.
Great one. Yeah.
I think
Great.
it's the same idea. Like if you're traveling across the country and you have a 3 hour layover in Dallas and you look up and like Texas A&M's on or something like that, that's a great way to spend the time in between. My final pick though, this one is going to like only count towards a certain types of games. But me personally, this is my favorite time to watch a game during work.
Yeah.
During you get to the office the week of the Masters and you're like, yo, I get to watch golf the whole day. I'm at work.
Yeah.
There's no better feeling.
How
No
do you
better.
do it at the office though? Because some people have to sneak it. Like back when I was in corporate America, I would always shut the door. But if you shut the door for too long, people come knocking, like, "What are you doing in there?" So what's the move to make sure you're actually watching it at work?
So I do multiple screen setups and then I do laptop underneath. People can't always see my laptop showing the game. I got like spreadsheets and stuff above me that I've been looking at for like 48 hours.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I used to be a big like have it up in Chrome on one monitor, but have the window ready to bring up over it, full screen. So like at a click of a button. Oh, I wasn't watching that. Oh, duh. I had quick fingers back in the day with that. That's a good pick though. All right, so in summary, you got sportsbook, golf course, man cave, and work. I got sports bar, the game, tailgate, and on a plane. I think that's pretty great draft. All said and done here. Who do you think won?
I think your airplane one took the cake because there's no better feeling than having a really long flight and there's a big game on.
I think the big two here is sportsbook and man cave. I mean, you got sportsbook and man cave. That might be 1-1 and 1-2 on the board, honestly. I felt obligated to get the sports bar if you were going to get the sports book, and then I was worried you would get the game, honestly. So I kind of some mental manipulation. The question for me is was golf course the play? Because I still have questions about golf course, but let us know, people, listeners. You got to let us know who won the draft, Dion or me, on where to watch a big game.